Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ali the Huntress, and today we will cover Warhammer lore, the lore of Crown Prince Imrik of Caledor. Emmerich is the last descendant of Phoenix King Caledor the Conqueror and the greatest living Dragon Prince. He is one of the last who can awaken the ancient dragons in time of need, though nowadays only very few dragons remain and answer the call. The times when dragon riders were common are long over. Whenever Caledor or Ulthuan as a whole are threatened, Emmerich is here as a stalwart bastion of strength against any danger. Because of this and his bravery and tactical knowledge, he is well respected by Tyrion and Teclis, two brothers, heirs of the legendary Phoenix King Tyrion, and also brave defenders of Ulthuan. Imrik, on the other hand, wasn't too fond of them. Imrik is a friend to all dragons, and no dragon ever dares to attack him. He also has the rare talent to speak the language of the dragons, better than any non-dragon. In battle, Prince Imrik rides his loyal star dragon Menaifnir, one of the most powerful dragons in existence. Menaifnir is also able to foresee the future, and his prophecies would all become true. Crown Prince Imrik was an unusual elven lord. More than once he complained about the narrow-mindedness of his people. Interestingly, he became at some point friend and ally to Malekith, the lord of the Dark Elves, the Druki, hated enemies by all high elves. But more to this later. The arrival of the twin-tailed comet heralded the beginning of the end times. During the end times, when the last Phoenix King Finubar and Elariel the Everqueen were missing, Ulthuan was under siege by chaos and its demon horde. In these dark times, Imrik was a shining beacon of hope. He was the unbreakable defender not just of Caledor but of whole Ulthuan. He insisted of electing a new Phoenix King to lead the Azure forces and appointed himself as the most suited option in these dark and dire times. Other lords joined him, but some opposed him. No decision was made this day who would become and rule as the next Phoenix King. This made Imrik angry, and he threatened to not support anyone with troops or military aid if they don't support him during the next election for Phoenix King. But before the election was made, Tyrion and Teclis appeared. Tyrion, in the face of doom, united all forces of Ulthuan under one banner. All but Imriks, who withdrew all support for the newly united army and returned home to Caledor. Several of Caledor's most prominent lords broke away from Imrik's side, outraged about this decision, and joined Tyrion in his cause to defend Ulthuan against an unimaginable, gigantic force of chaos. Although the elven forces won this battle, it was just the beginning of the end times, and many more battles were about to follow. Tyrion and Imrik though should never become allies anymore. Later, during the end times, the corpse of Finubar, the last Phoenix King, was discovered. With the official death of the Phoenix King confirmed, Tyrion was appointed regent of Ulthuan and soon to be Phoenix King. Unfortunately for the High Elves, Tyrion was not truly himself anymore since the death of his secret daughter with Elariel, Aliafra the Everchild. He came under the influence of Morathi and the curse of Venerian. Tyrion was no longer fit to lead the High Elves against chaos. All he cared for was total conquest of Ulthuan, not minding that he would in the end rule on the ashes. Morathi fueled his lust for conquest. Was her ultimate goal the complete destruction of Ulthuan and the whole world of Warhammer. Tyrion's own brother Teclis saw this coming, and he teamed up with Dragon Prince Imrik of Caledor to stop this. Although Teclis and Imrik weren't the closest, both saw the need to unite forces against the corruption of chaos and Tyrion's madness. At the same time, Nagaron fell because of Morathi's betrayal, and the surviving Dark Elves did flee from chaos to Ulthuan, led by Malekith. But the Asur, lifelong hated enemies of the Truki, did not accept the Truki refugees on their homeland, so they fought Malekith and his Truki army. The Truki would have fallen if Imrik and Teclis didn't side with Malekith. The other elves were shocked about this betrayal. At some point, even Valerial, the Ever-Queen, former lover of Tyrion, saw the madness in Tyrion's face and that he had to be stopped. There was no more time for war between Dark and High Elves. They had to team up against chaos, or Ulthuan would be lost for all times. More and more Asur lords joined Malekith and Imrik's cause, though many also stood loyal to Tyrion, too sturdy to see the truth and to do what was necessary. When Imrik and Tyrion met on the battleground, Tyrion nearly killed Imrik. The Dragon Prince barely escaped, but was able to damage Tyrion's armor with his legendary weapon, Starlance. Months later, the last battle between elves happened on the Isle of the Dead. Tyrion, supported by Morathi and Lokir Felhard, stood against Malekith, supported by Imrik and Teclis. Lord Emmerich did lead the western flank against Lokir and was about to win when drowned undead, summoned by Tyrion, submerged and turned the tide. Tyrion was about to kill Malekith when Alivanna decided to stop this madness. He switched sides to join Malekith and shot an arrow right into the breach of Tyrion's armor, cut months before by Imrik's spear. With the death of Tyrion, the battle was over, but the vortex collapsed and chaos was still threatening Ulthuan. When the vortex collapsed, Ulthuan did sink under the sea and was lost for all times. The remaining High and Dark Elves, now united under Malekith, flew together to Etheloren, the legendary home of the Wood Elves. There, Malekith and the Ever-Queen married and became new leaders of the united elven race. Malekith from this day on was not just called the Phoenix King, but the Eternal King. Emmerich was not forgotten either. He was one of the last High Elven lords to be alive, and became the beacon of hope for many former High Elves. He convinced them to accept this new reality so they could stand united against the upcoming darkness. Only together they would stand a chance against the unending forces of chaos. Emmerich is an interesting lord. He's not presented to us as the always wise and all-knowing and perfect lord, but he has his flaws and mistakes. Although he hates the Truki as much as any High Elf does, he doesn't hesitate to ally with Malekith in order to save the greater elven race from chaos. He had serious concerns about this alliance and expected a potential bloodshed among allies anytime, but in the end it proved to be the right decision. Because of his brave actions, doing what was necessary and leading his loyal men through countless obstacles, he was able to save the elven race. And later in Etheloren, he acted as a wise leader and role model for all high elves who still had difficulties to adjust to this new situation. Because of all of this, Emmerich is one of my favorite lords. If you are interested in more Warhammer lore, don't forget to follow this channel. Also, we will play Emrich's campaign and several other campaigns on this channel live. If you're interested, join in. So far, I wish you a good day and see you next time.